Alright, yeah, I'll be ready in a few minutes. Just gonna send out the links as per usual. Hope you're all doing good. And I'll be with you in a few moments. So of course we'll be playing some Pokemon Brilliant Diamond again. As I mentioned earlier on the socials. So of course we are down in Orbora City where we left off last time. I haven't played any more of the game. Apologies if my voice goes a little bit. I just had dinner, so there will be a little bit syrupy in my voice. But I'm looking forward to doing the stream for you all today. So we will just be heading down into the mine. So we're just seeing if there's any interesting things down here. Oh, looks like we have a battle down here. So we are challenged by a worker Mason. And they have a match up. And looks like we need to heal up our Piplup again. Just before we go into meeting the Orbora gym leader. Oh, looks like Piplup has fainted. I'll take a Kricketot for now. So Struggle Bug is not going to be very effective. So we'll try a Bound. So we're just jumping straight into the game. It looks like that didn't deal very much. Okay, go for Starly. Has a super effective. And they deal a critical hit to our Starly. But we will be able to do a super effective ourselves. And our Kricketot has now leveled up. And I will probably head back to the Pokemon Center before we continue on with this, just to make sure everybody is fully healed. Oh, looks like our Kricketot is evolving. So we'll let that continue. Just to go with the Pokedex stuff. Sorry, my throat's getting a bit syrupy again. I had a really nice dinner today. I had some chicken ramen broth with some boiled eggs I cooked in the soup broth. And Cricketune has learned Fury Cutter. Actually, do we have any revives in here? No, we do not. Wonder what's in here. There you go. It wasn't letting me pick up the Pokeball for some reason. So we'll just quickly head back out and go to the Pokemon Center just to make sure everybody's healed up. So we don't want to battle that just yet. Looks like there's a few bits that we get stuck on just due to the hitboxes. I did hear that this game had a few glitches in it as well, so we need to be careful with that, but we will quickly run to the Pokemon Center and head back in just a few moments. But I hope everybody in the chat is having a good day and you're all having a good time. Of course, I'm here for entertainment tonight. It is currently 1938 where I am. I'll probably play this for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Just for your pleasure. And of course that's healed up now, so we can go straight back into the mine. So we're heading back in, we don't want to get stuck in that. Oh. And of course we get stuck due to the hitboxes. Not very well optimized for a Pokemon game. And there is of course the many glitches that are seen in this game. So there's the gym leader there. You want to quickly go here, grab this. There's nothing else around here that we can grab. So I just be running from this. Hey Bricketeer, welcome back to the chat. We're getting stuck between some rocks here. And of course this isn't targeting where we're wanting to target. So of course that is our gym leader that we need to defeat. So we're just running back to the gym. There wasn't really much point to that, to be honest, but I guess that's a Pokemon game for you. So we're just going to be heading right on in here. And we'll take on these trainers as well, just so we get a little bit extra experience points for our team. So of course our Piplup will have a 4 times advantage to the majority of these Pokemon. I hope you have fun too, Brigadier. I hope you have fun watching the stream. And I'm happy to have you here. And it looks like our old friend Brain Spasms is also in the chat lurking. Happy to see you all here. So of course there's 2 random trainers in this gym, and then we have our main battle, which is against the gym leader. So of course we'll go in again with the water gun just to deal our 4 times effective move, and of course we get a little bit of XP from that, and we will just keep on going with Piplup. And of course these are all very low level Pokemon so far. I'm expecting the gym leader to have about level 15-ish. So our Onix grew to a level 9. It's pretty great. And of course that kid is humiliated from getting their butt kicked by a Piplup. So here's Rourke. We're finally at the gym leader. Welcome, this is Orbera Pokemon Gym. I'm Rourke, the gym leader. I'm but one trainer who decided to walk proudly with rock type Pokemon. As the gym leader, I need to see your potential as a trainer, and I'll need to see the toughness of the Pokemon that battle with you. So here we are going straight into the gym battle. So he has 3 Pokemon, and the first is a Geodude. I'm going to guess that he has a Steelix for his 3rd. It has been a while since I played this game back on the DS. But of course this is the Switch version, an updated version nonetheless. And let's say we have 4 level ups. And Shinx wants to learn the move Bite. We will forget a move. We'll get rid of... get rid of Charge. Although that may have been a bad idea. Maybe should have gotten rid of Leer instead, so we could power up those electric moves. But we can always do that with items later on. So he's about to switch into Onix. And we'll head up with the water gun once again. Of course they have a faster Pokemon than us. And Onix's ability kicks in. And they're using a potion. But we should be able to take out this turn anyway because it's already slightly lower in health. Of course, if the hidden ability Sturdy wasn't active, then it would have been instant. Well, it looks like their 3rd Pokemon is a Cranidos. It's a pretty cool looking Pokemon. Little dinosaur looking dude. Of course, it being rock type. Our water gun should still be reasonably effective against it. So it's about 60% HP. Not yet, not giving up. And we'll go for one more. Oh, we are down to a very low HP, but we finished the battle off with the water gun. So it looks like we've got 4 more level ups. Bidoof is very close, Shinx is very close too. We want to learn the move Pack. Yes, we do. We'll swap out for Pound, just because Pound isn't really doing much damage at the moment. So we forget that. And we learn Peck instead. Starly wants to learn Double Team. So Double Team increases evasiveness. I think swapping that out for the Growl would be a good idea. Of course, I am not a master at this game. I usually just play with all attack type moves rather than any sort of status kind of things. I usually just like to brute force my way through a game. But of course, we can do that later on once we get a better team and get some better moves. And of course, we get the gym badge, we get the coal badge. Brooketeer saying that's the sometimes that's the only way to play, which is pretty much how I tend to play these games. Especially when I was playing Generation 3, I had a Kyogre on my team that pretty much one-shotted every Pokemon I came across. And of course Rock's giving us some stickers for some reason. So we want to go and use DM Rock Smash. This one. We'll give it to Bidoof. So we want to swap out for Defense Growl actually. So we're just going to be using Bidoof as our HMTM Yo, just to get our way through the game. So we have 2 more of that, and we have 5 Stealth Rock. So we have that. So just close that for now, and we'll head back to the Pokemon Center just to heal up Piplup, since they put in a lot of work for the battle. And then we need to head out to your next adventure. So I think we have to go back through this way. And of course, our rival Damien has come to battle us. And we need to head to Eterna City. Oh, I thought we were going to have a battle with Damien there, but it seems not. So, I think we've got to head up the way. Floroma, Canalave. Yeah, so we've got to head up the way. So we just go ahead and do that. Now of course you get a little cool animation with Bidoof doing the move there. And we'll just take it out with a little water gun. Of course, Geodude has a sturdy. And we'll have it once more. Actually, I think I might need to head back to Jubilife because I think you get another app. I believe. Yeah, so we've got to head back to Jubilife. I should really check that a bit more often because it does give you some hints of what you're supposed to be doing. So we'll head back to Jubilife. Actually, I think we may have to fight the Team Rocket type people now, or at least they get introduced. I forget what the team of the bad guys was in here. So we're back in Jubilife. So Damien's not here. I wonder what's in here. There's a sign there. We're just invading somebody's home. There's nothing in here. Nothing in there. So Pokemon Center, that's a school. What's this? The Wonder Station. There's nothing in there that of interest. Nothing here. Just double checking just to make sure there's nothing hidden that we may need. So, worldwide Pokemon trading. Yeah, so this must be where the global trade is. Surprised they locked it just to this area here. Maybe something goes on further here. Jubilife TV. Of course, there's a few hints here. Pokach Company. So I must need to go in here maybe? So we have memo pads. And nothing interesting there. So we're in Jubilife, but it's not telling us what we're supposed to be doing next. There's nothing in here. Nothing over here. I think we're just gonna have to run about town just to see if anything interesting happens. What's this building? Jubilife condos. Nothing there. And nothing in here. Let me see. I always thought there was something that we had to do. That's where we just been. That's the Pokemon trading area. Been in there. I wonder if I have to go up. Oh, here we go. So we see Rowan and Lucas. So it looks like it's Team Galactic that are the bad guys of this game. Of course, I believe Galactic was in Legends Arceus as well. Or Arceus, however you pronounce it. So they use a Wurmple and a Zubat. We're going to use Peck on the Wurmple, but of course the other rival, Lucas, has used Fire on it, which was also super effective. And we barely deal a decent amount of damage with that. But then we'll go and hit it with the water gun instead. As it is our strongest move. Well, of course we deal some damage, but we're not as fast as the Chimchar. So I got a few thousand yen from that. And they're retreating. You see the release of I believe it's much power far beyond our control. The Team Galactic seems to be trying to harness that power for something. Anyway, Kizuna will done your battle quite capably. Seeing you trainers battle side by side with your Pokemon only makes me more confident in my decision to entrust you with a Pokedex. Did you know that the professor studies the evolution of Pokemon too? According to his research, 90% of all Pokemon are somehow tied to evolution. I guess that means some unexpected Pokemon must undergo evolution too. So Kizuna, let's keep working on our Pokédex project for the professor. And we're being spoken to with by this random person. So here's ball capsules, capsule explorations, and access boxes from anywhere. Of course, we have the Pokemon contest in Hearthome City, which we'll have a look at the next time we go there. So this is the ball capsules. Let's see what we have here. So we have bubbles. Smoke. We have some hearts there. Party sticker. Floor sticker. Stone. And some ribbons. Let's do that for now. So I believe we want to go north from here. So we got to go. But no, it goes to Floroma. Maybe the wrong way. I think we need to go back through the tunnel. Possibly. Because you don't want to go to Floroma just yet. I don't think. So, Gardenia. Eterna says there. Let's say we have to go to Eterna Say. So we'll go through the cave again. Because we have access to Rock Smash. And we're being stopped by a Pokemon. No, we have an Abra. Let's go for the catch. Pokeball. Of course, if we had higher tier Pokeballs like an Ultra or a Great Ball, it'd be easier to catch. Oh, we caught this one though. No, we don't want to do that. And we will send it to the box for now. So we'll just be making our way down this way here. Hopefully we can make our way without any issues towards Eterna City. We have a little maze puzzle that we have to figure out. Can't make our way through there. Need to move. This is the strength that you need for this one. So we may have to cut through Floaroma if we can't move anywhere. I'll check the other side first just to make sure. Of course, Surf is also another move that is needed here. Yeah, so we might need to cut our way through Floaroma. Looks like we can't quite make our way through the cave. So we'll just head back up. Since we don't have all the HM moves that we need for it. So we're backtracking just a little bit. But that's all good. We're just seeing if we could cut through. So looks like we are going this way. So I got to fight this person. Anyway, chat, how are you all doing? I'd love to hear some of you chatting in stream. Hope you're all enjoying yourselves this evening. If you want to let me know how you're all doing, that'd be great. Don't like it too quiet in here. Oh, Brook Deer is doing well. Oh, and we have a Zubat here. And we haven't caught it yet. So, we will just go straight for capture. I wasn't expecting to find a Zubat in the tall grass. Bit of a strange one, usually they're in the caves. It wasn't that risky, it was a low level. Now, of course, we can upgrade it to a Crobat at some point too, if we decide to keep it in team. Crobat has a decent speed stat. And this kid has got some Pokemon from his dad. Oh, he's got a Magikarp. Yeah, such a great Pokemon. Well, when it evolves. But it is a useless Pokemon as it is just now. Would be nice if they gave Magikarp a decent move pool. We're barely getting any XP from these battles though, due to them being very low level. Yeah, it would have been great if Magikarp evolved sooner, or if there was some sort of item you could give them. to evolve them into Gyarados. I think, was it 32? I think they evolve, isn't it? I know when I caught an alpha one in Legends ZA, the alpha was already about level 32 and it evolved instantly. It was either 32 or 35, I believe, when I caught it. Alpha's always being a very good level for the area that they're in. I forget the exact level that I need to be for it. Could be earlier, like 28 or something, but not 100%. So we want to go through here. And you have some items. Oh, of course, there's a Pokemon battle. Of course, here's the Zubat that's waiting in the cave for us. Oh, I need to remember to use an antidote on Piplup as well because it is currently poisoned. Also, sorry if my voice sounds a bit low today. Yep, and there's an antidote right there as well that we could use, so we kind of jinxed that one as well. So we want to use that on Piplup. And we'll give it a little potion as well, just to make sure we're at full health. So we can go through here. I don't think there's much worth going up this way since we don't have Surf yet. But it's always fun to have a look. So now I'm there. We have Rock Tomb. That would go well with our Onix. But we will just make our way to the right and we will head to Floaroma. I'm not sure if this has a multi-level cave, but we're about to find out. So adjusting myself a little bit there, falling off my seat. So Onix is now level 11. No new moves there. So yes, we want to use Rock Smash, and of course we're being attacked by another Zubat. We do have a Repel, but I don't think that would be very useful in this situation just yet. Oh, getting hiccups now. So we've been on the stream for about 45 minutes, so it'll be another 45 minutes roughly. We might keep going on for maybe 2 hours. Or to the 2-hour mark, I should say. So there's an item here. Of course, there's another trainer there to battle. And this girl likes the smell of flowers. Aroma Lady Taylor. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. I have a strange spelling of a name. And we'll use Peck since it's super effective against grass types. And our opponent, Bidoo, fainted. Of course, you'll be able to tell if it's a shiny if it has a purple belly. And she's about to send out another Pokemon, Cherubi. Looks like a little cherry. And of course, being the flying type, we have the super effective moves on it. And of course, she likes to smell of plants. So we have found an awakening. It's for if our Pokemon falls asleep. Let's see if we get any cool Pokemon in the tall grass. Oh, there's just another Bidoof, which we already have. Don't need any more of these. Maybe try and get some grass types for the next gym. No, it's just not a Shinx. Doesn't look like there's any new Pokemon in this area just yet. So just run from that for now. Don't want to stick around too much. Oh, there's a Bidoof. So we will try and capture the Bidoof. Bag. Pokeball. Should be a relatively easy catch. And of course we call this one relatively easy catch. And of course we don't want to be doing any of that, we just send it to the box. And there's a bug catcher here that doesn't seem to work. Okay, so he stood in front of him and there was no reaction, but as soon as you try and talk to him, there's a reaction. Yeah, this game definitely has its bugs and glitches. So of course we want to use flying type moves against the bugs due to the weaknesses that it has. And Starly has evolved. And then they're about to send out Wurmple, which is kind of predictable. And we have an instant KO there once again. And Peplup's now up to level 16. The higher we get our Peplup, the better it is. And the closer we are to having the Emperor Penguin Empoleon. Which is a... Ooh, we got an evolution. Peplup is now evolving. So I believe Empoleon is a water steel type. And of course we have Prinplup, which is our evolution. We're still stuck at just having a mono type Pokemon at the moment. And Metal Claw. So we will forget. So yeah, it's a steel type. We'll just get rid of Growl. So yeah, of course, Empoleon will be getting the steel type secondary type. Oh, looks like our Starly's evolving as well. So a double evolution just before we get to the Let's see. So our Starly has evolved into Staravia. And then I think it's Braviary next. And then twins. So that'd be a tag battle. Tag battles are always fun. I liked in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire where you could actually battle 5 Pokemon at once. That was a really cool gimmick that they had in that. You go into the tall grass, and of course, you get the opportunity to battle 5 Poochyena, I believe it was. So of course the Pachirisu are using Quick Attack to target the Prinplup. That didn't seem to do very much. So I'll just keep using the water type move for now. Of course the Bidoof is stuck at rollout for the next few turns. But we do get 2 level ups, which is Shinx and Bidoof. Takes out a little bit more health there. Let's see if Metal Claw does anything. Didn't really do much. It's not very effective. But then Bidoof comes in with that clutch critical hit. And we win the battle. And we get 1,152 yen for that battle. So we're now in Floaroma Town. We have access to Pokemon Center, which we will be using. Hope you're all having fun watching the stream. Looks like we have a new person lurking in the stream. Welcome Javelin Joe 703. Hope you're having a good time. And I hope you enjoy watching the stream. So of course we have the house here. And then people start planting flowers here. And we get a TM from this lady, Asian girl. There, just a couple of things. Oh, and it looks like we have the berry shop here. At least I believe it's a berry shop. You can get a watering can. And we get some berries from this lady. And we can get some stickers. That's pretty cool. So you could trade in some berries for some stickers. I guess if you're really into doing the beauty contest thing a lot, the sticker shop comes in handy. And then you have honey person. So then we could go this way to a new area, then it takes us to Eterna Say. There's also some Team Galactic members up in the back corner there. We'll go in here first. So we could get some heal balls, some knit balls, some super potions. Nothing there we really need at the moment. And then we have this nerd. So we want to go up here. Okay, so I can't do anything there, so we must have to go into Eterna first before we deal with those guys. We're gonna, of course, take these berries while we're coming past them. Nothing else just now. And we have a battle. Or maybe not. We have got to go in here. Oh, we have a Buizel. Buizel's a cool Pokemon. I remember Ash had one in the anime. Well, let's see if I can just catch it straight off the bat. I think I ended up evolving it too, if I remember. And we caught this one so easily. But we don't really need another water type in the party just yet. So keep them in the box. Excuse me, it's me yawning. And we find another potion. So we're gonna have to battle this guy to get into the Windworks to save the little girl's father. Glameow. I like that Pokemon, I think it's pretty cool. That's pretty interesting tail shape as well. So Peck doesn't really do much with that. Let's try the water gun. Another yawn coming on. Kricketune and Onix are now leveled up. Absorb is a renewed move. Grass type. User's HP is restored by half the damage taken by the target. So we're going to swap that out for Growl. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Just yawning a little bit. And sometimes when I talk a bit, I start to yawn. Ooh, Onyx is wanting to learn Dragon Breath. Now that's an interesting thing for an Onyx to learn. I think we'll swap that out for Bind, because Bind isn't very useful. But Dragon's Breath is a very good move. And an unexpected one for an Onyx to learn. I wonder if there's a code issue with that. Because I don't remember Onyx ever learning that move. So we've got to go back all the way to the gardens. And of course we can't go this way. So they're not letting us in that way at the moment, so we have to go all the way along here and into the forest. And of course we are going straight into a battle. So I'll just be using the water type, the flying type move for the bug. And then we will use that again. Welcome to the stream, Kivato. Lovely to see you here. Of course, we're just continuing our game of Pokemon. You can, of course, go check out part 1 over on YouTube if you so wish. Of course, I have my link to Discord where you have instant access to all the YouTube uploads from there. And of course, you'll have all the updates to when I'm streaming and what I'll be streaming on those days. Hopefully you can join me there. And of course, we are trying to build a community that follows gaming, and of course we could chat about anime and stuff. The whole point of me streaming is to be entertaining for you all, and of course to make some new friends. And of course we'll be chatting about all the fun stuff like anime and gaming, and any other hobbies that you may have interest in, and that we may share. And hopefully you all come over to chat. It'd be great to see you, especially with your first time chats that highlight up in my feed for me. And of course we just won the battle there. But we have another one coming straight up. But they only have one Pokemon, luckily for us. So of course it's Zubat versus our lovely Primpa. I will use a Metal Claw. Let me deal a decent amount of damage with that. And we avoid the Zubat's attack. So I'll go for another Metal Claw just to finish it off. And we're leveling up once more. We now have a level 17 Prinplup. I mean, Zubat's not too bad if you level it up. Crobat is a really good Pokemon. I'm not tough, you're just using a really weak Pokemon. Okay, so we have the Works Key. I think it would be a good idea to continue walking through here. Yeah, Brooketeer just says drive you by though. Of course, when you're kicking about in a cave and you're relentlessly being stopped by Zubat, it does get a little frustrating after a while. And let's say there's a little house in here. So, if you put honey on a tree, check my light to see the tree's rustling. If I see rustling, it pokes up because there might be a rare Pokemon there. And then talk about Sinnoh. So it doesn't look like there's anything else of interest here. So just be making our way back to the Windworks. So, let me see. Should be okay HP wise. I'm just going to go straight in here. And we'll be going in to Battle Team Galactic. And of course, there is a commander in here. I believe it's Mars that we face off first. But of course, we want to go and battle this guy first, get a bit more experience points. Because if we go in under leveled, then we're going to be a bit struggling. And of course, Peck is going to be our best friend in this battle due to the super effective nature. And of course, you have Silcoon and Cascoon in this area, which evolve into Beautifly, and there's a moth Pokemon as well, I forget its name. Kind of like how Metapod and Kakuna have their Butterfree and Beedrill. Although these both come from a Wurmple. I think it's gender specific if I remember. So I think the males turn into Silcoon and the females turn into Cascoon. Don't quote me 100% on that. It could just be a random evolution depending on the Wormpole itself, depending on its nature and stuff. And of course we are poisoned once again. But that won't stop us because we have an antidote in our backpack which we can use straight after this battle, as well as potions. So it's like Kivato left the stream, but that's alright. We hope to see them again soon. And there's Glamia being sent out once again by Team Galactic. It's nice to see that Team Galactic is using a variety of Pokemon rather than like Team Rocket, who only had Ekans and Zubat in their team. It's always nice to see when the rival teams have a variety. Gets a bit boring otherwise. It looks like our Shinx has leveled up. It's alright, Captain Bullcut. Oh, looks like we're evolving. It's alright, Captain Bullcut. We will be defeating your entire team very, very shortly. And your leader's about to be defeated. So it looks like we are getting our Luxio. So we want to go and heal up our Prinplup. Make sure we're in tip-top condition for the next battle. Rockton Pluck. So there's nothing interesting just now. I'm one of Team Galactic's 3 commanders. We've been trying to create a new world that's better than this one. But people have shown little understanding about what we do. You don't understand either, do you? It's a little saddening. So let's have a battle to decide what we should do next. If I win, you leave. If you win, we, Team Galactic, will leave. Commander Mars. Who I believe is a distant relative to Arezu from Legends Arceus. I think it's Arezu. And of course, U-turn is the swap out move. What do I think I'm doing to your Pokemon? I'm about to defeat it. Oh no, we're about to flinch. And that didn't deal that much damage. So let me see. 4A50. Let's lower its attack so it's not dealing as much damage. So we've lowered its attack. Try the Metal Claw again. Oh. Still not dealing very much. Of course, we are only one level higher. See if we have any super effective moves. Not that we could see. So we're going to go for pack this time. Oh, we might faint. Yeah, we're fainting this time. That's fine, we have 5 other Pokemon we could use. Let me see. Onix probably not going to be very effective there due to being a lower level. We'll try Luxio. So we'll go for the Thunder Shock. And of course our attack has fallen. Shouldn't be too bad since we're using a special attack move. Though the Purugly has a health regeneration item in its hold. So this could take a little while. One more should do it, and then we have just the Zubat to defeat, I believe. So the only one that doesn't gain any experience is our Prinplup due to it being fainted at the moment. But the others are getting a level. We will keep the Luxio because we will have a super effective move against the Zubat, although it may be faster than us. No, we're faster than it, so we'll be fine. And of course, I believe that's us defeated Commander Mars. Yes, we have defeated her. Great battle we had there. So of course we'll head back to Floaroma once we've spoken to this guy. And of course that was the father of the little girl that we met a little while ago. The balloon Pokemon. Must be a Drifblim that they're talking about. Of course, they are known for kidnapping children and taking them to the afterlife, according to their Pokedex entry. But anyway, we'll head back over here. We'll go to the Pokemon Center just to revive our fallen Prinplup. And of course, heal Luxio. Definitely a Kingdom Hearts sounding name for a Pokemon. And of course that's our team at full health. So I could head back into Eterna now, or head towards Eterna now. So of course there's another trainer to battle. I'd say we have another about 10 minutes till we end the stream. So we'll get over to the next site and then I will stop there for today. Oh, we have a Rapidash. Means we're going to have an easy time in this battle. Although the Rapidash is faster than this, but it shouldn't be a problem. So of course we have defeated the Ponyta. And Staravia has leveled up once again. And that is Camper Jacob defeated. So we've got to go through grass over here. And of course there's a hiker that wants to battle us before we get that item. I'll just run from the weasel for now since we've already caught it. And of course, there's a hitchhiker coming to battle us. Oh, they have 4 Pokemon. I believe they're all rock type, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. They may have a Zubat or 2 as well. Oh, Metal Claw is super effective. Maybe we've been better going for the Water Gun. Metal Claw may just have 2 times. Oh no, let's say Geodude has avoided our Metal Claw. Let's try that one more time. There we go. Machop. Keep current Pokemon. Level 11 Machop. Peck is a super effective move. About 60% HP. And of course the low kick was a critical hit. But we do have a super effective move. And we defeat the Machop. Geodude. We will keep Prinplup out for now. And we'll go for the Water Gun for the 4 times damage. And of course we have a level up for Prinplup and Onix. And a Bidoof for the last Pokemon. I think we'll stick with the Prinplup. Of course, it's another level 11. We'll just go for the Metal Claw. Deals a significant amount of damage, maybe about 70%, I would say. And once again, just to finish off. Of course, I'll be using a potion on Prinplup before we continue ahead. And one more. So our team is now full health. We found an ace attack. I don't tend to use those items very often. Probably just as worth selling them. We're just gonna avoid them for now. There's another item here. Avoid them for now. Listen here. We have a house. So we can rest in here. With a bit of a waste using potions. We could do that. Eterna Forest was mentioned. They must have to go through there. They cut for that. So I think we will try and make our way through here. Oh, we have to talk to this person. My name is Cheryl, and you are Okitsune Kizuna. Says here, glad to meet you. Kizuna, may I ask you a big favor? I want to get through this forest, but I'm afraid of doing it alone. There's a sinister group of people called Team Galactic. Safety numbers. And of course, Cheryl is now part of our team. So we're just going to try and make our way across it as quickly as possible. Where are we going? We can go... Quite easy to get lost in here. Ooh, there's a bunny. Baniri. So you could get a Lopunny. Oh, looks like she has a Blissey. Let's go and try and catch the Baniri. So we want to take out the Bidoof first. And then we could catch the Baniri. And just hope that the Blissey doesn't take it, or sorry, the Chansey doesn't take it out. Okay, that's fine. No damage to the Baniri. Hopefully it's an easy catch. Yeah, we got her. No, we don't want to give the bunny a nickname. Although, so we need to find out how to get through the forest. We found an antidote. Not that way. Wait, we must have to go this way. And trainer there. I did go through that way, but I didn't notice that there was an opening there. So I have a 1 and 3. So we want to use that on the Wurmple. Of course, electric type moves are strong against us since we're water. But we also have a strong type move against the Wurmple. So yeah, the goal for the stream is to get to Eterna City through the forest. And then we could end after that. So we'll probably be on for another few moments after. It is coming up to an hour and a half for the stream. But of course the goal is to get to the next city before we close off. So we're doing not too bad. And Bidoof and Luxio are now leveled up. Bugcatcher sent out Silcoon. So of course we'll be using our super effective move against the Silcoon. Although we now have lost our Prinplup. So we'll be going for Staravia. Although Staravia is going to be weak against the Pachirisu. But we do have Intimidate to drop their attack down. We're going to use Wing Attack against the Silcoon. And of course we can swap out for Onyx on the next turn to deal with the Pachirisu. It would be nice to have a revive so we get the Prinplup back for later in the forest. And of course, Chansey using Sweet Kiss to confuse the Pachirisu. So yeah, we want to swap out for the Onyx. Because I think Onyx has some immunity to Pachirisu. And of course we're using Bubadol Eyes for reducing our attack. We're going to use a Dragon's Breath. Now of course we're using Charm to drop our attack even more. But I think this is special attacks, so it shouldn't reduce it too much. Or I guess maybe it has reduced this a bit. 50, 50, 60. Let's go for Smackdown. And of course Chansey's healing us once again. I think I'll stick with the Dragon's Breath because it seems to be doing a lot more damage, being a 60 power move. Oh, it doesn't seem to be doing a lot. Let's try this again. Our attack's being dealt with quite a bit. Yeah. No lot can be done when they're using debuff moves, unfortunately. So we now gain XP. Alex is now level 15. So I want to keep heading through the forest. Oh, Bidoof is now evolving. Actually, I think the better idea would be to head back to the hut where you could heal your Pokemon. So that way we can head back to Eterna. So Bibarel can learn Water Gun. We'll swap out for Rollout since Rollout isn't very effective. I think having our Bibarel, our Prinplup will be more effective than not having it. So we just need to nip in here for a few moments. Yeah, we want to rest, have our Prinplup ready to rock and roll. And of course, we love to play at the best of our ability. And of course, Cheryl has joined us once again. Oh, we can't talk to her. It's a bit of a bummer. It would have been nice to be able to speak to her at least. So we want to head down here. There's another battle waiting for us around the corner that we cannot avoid, unfortunately. But we're going up against psychic types. But we have our special weapon back and ready for action. Oh, that was a super effective hit. And they've just wiped us out. Luxio. I guess it was pointless for us to head back to heal Prinplup then. Yeah, of course, Chansey being the tank that they are, took that hit like a champ. Kricketune has leveled up to 17. And this Aura has been confused. We want to go in for another bite. And Luxio is now at level 18. Spark. Spark is a level up 65 power move. So yeah, we'll swap out for the Leer. Spark seems like a reasonably decent move for this area, I guess. So, of course, we're just gonna quickly head over this way, try and avoid them. I think we need to head up the way. We're just gonna try and avoid some of these battles. Just so we get to Eternity faster. Oh, looks like our Prinplup has been healed. I wonder if Cheryl is healing us. So the Selgoon has been defeated. Prinplup is now level 19. Bubble Beam, definitely a good move. 65 power. We'll swap over the Charm. Just because I think it's the better way to go. And of course, Bubble Beam on the Murkrow. Of course, Luxio would have super affected that. Bibarel and Staravia are now leveled up. This move cuts down the target's HP to equal the user's. Okay. So we'll be swapping that out for double team. So of course that move would be great for if you had Focus Sash. So we'll be keeping that on for if we're going to do some capturing later on. I'm just going to be running away from that for now. Going to try and make our way through the forest as quickly as we possibly can now. Here we go. Right at where we're supposed to be. So we just have a little bit to go before we head into the city. Here we go. We're finally at Eterna. So that will be it for the stream. I hope you all had fun watching today, and we'll be back at this game probably further into the week, depending on how busy we're going to be. Of course, we have a few other streams planned. We have Titanfall 2 tomorrow, and Vanguard at some point. Of course, we have a few other games that we need to finish off as well. We have Space Marine 2 to go through. We have some more Persona. We have more. I forgot what else we're playing. Got a few different things that we're trying to get through. But anyway, hope you had fun. I'll be closing off the stream now, and love you all, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.